corruption affect us.
念你的稿，我电话。哎，不对，是我先。Corruption erodes the trust we have in the public sector to act in our best interest. It also wastes our tax or rates that have been earmarked of important community projects, meaning we have to put up with poor quality service or infrastructures.
Social equity is foundation of this democratic social as a policy and social problem that harm in or mostly corruption not only dismay of fairness of income distribution and expand income disparity, but also destroy social capital and make people feel unfair. Object and
Kelly, sorry, just now we got some tech issue. The whole front bit we cannot hear. So we have to restart.
okay.
Okay? Let's restart again. So you guys will speak louder. From the very beginning.
从前开始，一开始。
Because the front bit until a bit before this,
Okay. What?
Just stand straight. You come over here a bit. You wait from here. Okay. Ready? Steady, just start.
You know what is corruption? But do you really know? Do you really understand it?
LingWei, do you know what is corruption?
Corruption, the process by dishonest of federal conduct by thus its power as success it. Corruption when someone have the most of the power, they want to come into the pay the more money and they give the things they want, but that one is very unfair to those people. 是这样讲。Example like giving the under table transaction, laundry money, double dealing, 是这样讲。And other of it. Kelly, do you know corruption what the difference between corruption and bribery?
Corruption includes any illegitimate use of office and may include a range of different types of crime. Bribery is limited to the giving or acceptance of payment or other illegitimate advantage. The example of corruption is some of the money that should have been taken to make electrical appliances for the school was diverted to private accounts so that students could not get the change. The example of bribery is a parent gave the teacher money and let the teacher give their child extra marks.
How does corruption affect us?
Corruption erodes the trust we have in the public sector to act in our best interest. It also wastes our tax or rates that have been earmarked for important community projects, meaning we have to put up with poor quality service or infrastructure.
Social equity is foundation of democratic social as a political and social problem that harm in mostly corruption not only undermines the fairness of income distribution and expand income disparities, but also destroy social capital and make people feel unfair. Ob-
Objective.
Objective income disparity can have an impact on individual
Psychological
psychological and social ability
stability.
through subject feeling the
Subjective
subjective
sense.
huh?
Sense.
sense of social unfair has informed important social 他们会直接影响社会矛盾和那个社会的稳定性，like the very 混乱掉那个大众的利益关系。
In general, corruption makes us all kinds of unfair treatments and makes people unequal. It also changed the people who are being helped are not getting the help they should. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we will welcome the 叫什么名字 Benedict group.
Oh, wait, we got a question.
Yeah.
How do you prepare the presentation today?
We discuss of together.
What's the comments? You answer into the camera.
We discuss together. And
You discuss together and then?
yeah.
Kelly, how do you prepare for the presentation today?
I searched from the Google and some is in my opinion and I translate then I write
Down.
the script and write in the paper.
Read out, read out.
We message today is the corruption.
The message that we want to tell is the corruption affects the daily life of us.
Okay.
The message that we want to tell is the corruption affects the daily life of us.
And the 社会平衡关系 like the hospital emergency I want to go but it's full but I give you some money and you 空出一个 room and then
So you're telling me we can do that?
no cannot it's not to 支持 do that.
How do you write your script? Is it hard to not look at your script?
Have some hard to look it for it.
Kelly? How do you write your script? Is it hard to not look at your script?
I think it's very hard because I didn't practice to read the script.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. Next, can you invite the boys?
The Benedict group, welcome.
So some of you can see, so you don't block your sit first, then later when you talk, it doesn't
Can you sit? Hey, stop.
stand there, then you stand there. So then, so you grab okay, you come to the mic. Okay. When you talk to the camera, okay, you may start anytime.
Hello there and welcome to the CSpeak showcase. Today, my team will present on the perception of corruption in Malaysia. Hi, I'm Benedict. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Noel.
I'm Alcott.
I'm Felix.
Please speak louder, everybody.
What is corruption? Corruption is a form of dishonesty or a criminal offense which is small. What is corruption? Corruption is a form of dishonesty or a criminal offense which is undertaken by a person or an organization which is entrusted in a position of authority in order to acquire illicit benefits or abuse power for one's person gains.
What is the example of corruption? Corruption may involve many activities which include bribery, influence, peddling, and embezzlement, and it may also involve politics, which are legal in many countries.
Does corruption affect me? Corruption can affect us by public services. The public services can be accessed by public places, such as a doctor's office or a hospital. These public services can be cutting the queue or selling medicines.
Examples of corruption in our country. One of the examples of corruption in our country is the former Prime Minister's case, Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak, on the 1MDB, One Malaysia Development Berhad scandal, which he had 2.67 billion in his bank account. He claimed that the money was given by the Arab Saudis prince, but when research was done, the money wasn't from the prince, but it was from the account of 1MDB, which caused the development Berhad had a debt of 42 billion ringgit debt. Another case, the former Prime Minister's wife, Rosmah Mansor, as the Sarawakian schools, rural schools, are not receiving electricity and solar panels. A fund of 1.25 billion ringgit was funded for the project. She was charged with soliciting 187 million ringgit in bribes from a contractor so that his company will secure the billion ringgit project. She is also accused of receiving bribes totaling 6.5 million. Due to this, Datuk Sri Najib was caught guilty recently and was sentenced to a 12-year prison and a fine of 210 million ringgit. Meanwhile, his wife was sentenced to a 10-year prison 10-year sentence to prison, and a fine of RM 970 million ringgit. And that is all from our team on corruption. Thank you for listening to us, and goodbye.
Okay, hang in there. We got some questions coming up for you. Okay, let's go through this question first.
What should I remember about presentation today? What is your message? The thing you should remember is that corruption doesn't happen every day, and corruption is actually bad, not only for your country but for your own self, and that corruption leads to a lot of problems. And yeah.
Okay, so the rest of you, what is your message today? What should people remember about your presentation?
Corruption can affect us for our safety. So anything that is like for our health or like I said, services can also damage us in their ways.
Noel, what is your key takeaway? All right, this question is for Felix. Felix, how did you write your script? Is it hard to not look at your script? Well, you were looking at script, so how do you write your script, Felix? We cannot see you in the frame like me.
Benedict help me.
So is it hard to write your script?
Easy.
It's easy to write your script. Okay, why is it easy?
Because Benedict help me.
Benedict taught you to write, or Benedict wrote it for you?
Benedict write off.
Oh, you're very lucky. You got a guardian. You got a guardian. Fairy godfather. Okay. Another question for you guys: is corruption everyone's problem? Is corruption everyone's problem?
Corruption is not everyone's problem. It depends on the situation, whether they want to receive the money or not. So it depends on your goodwill and your bad will, whether you want to receive the corruption, the bribery, or you will reject it.
Okay. Second one is: do all of us have opportunities to be involved in corruption, or is it a problem for politicians to be careful of?
It is a problem for politicians that are really greedy. Politicians are greedy that really want money, and they might use bribery to bribe the people so that the people will vote for them during the election.
So is it something only the politicians get exposed to?
It's not all the politicians get exposed, including the public. They might get exposed. For example, like how Alcott said, during the hospitals, they wanted to jump the queue. So they pay the security guard some money so that they will get served first compared to those who have been waiting very long.
Okay. Next question: can corruption be found in private companies?
Yes, corruption can be found in private companies, as when you go into a job interview, when you want to get the position in that company, and where the boss said no, I will not receive you, then you might bribe him few amount of money so that he will accept you to the company and you can get to work there.
Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. Any questions from the ladies? No. Question for Felix. Please explain corruption to us in Mandarin. Question for Felix. Special request.
Corruption. Corruption 的意思是腐败。
So what is 腐败？
烂。
烂。Okay. Corruption is 腐败 also known as 烂. Okay, alright. Noel, do you want to add to his explanation? 你是不是要增加了吗？ Okay, thank you very much. Can you all gather to say goodbye? So, ladies and gentlemen, extend the Mandarin question to Kelly. Kelly, Kelly and LingWei, get ready. Sebastian wants to know what is corruption in Mandarin.
腐败，
That's just translating it. Can you explain
腐
what is
败
corruption?
贪污，
Okay, 如果我不明白什么是贪污，那 how do you explain to me?
就是
涉钱。
就是有一些钱本来是应该用在一些别的地方，但是你把它转移到你自己的账户，变成你自己的钱。
走后门。
So 我们的account normally 我们放钱进去是 correct way 啦。So 怎样后门进钱呢？
就是我前面进钱，然后就是把那个应该是给小学那种某一个救助的钱，我拿了，然后我是讲我转进这个大众银行的 account， 但是我转进我自己名下的 account 里面去。
Okay,
然后给自己用。
So 这个是 Sebastian 的 response 他讲 translation was not too correct. Okay, translation was not too correct. 他要你解释，他不要你翻译，他不要你 translate， 他要你解释。
解释 corruption 就是我刚刚讲的那个。
就是什么
？corruption 就是就是涉及到那个你的那个个人的权利还有利益，然后就是
简单来讲，假如有10个包子，这里有10个人，然后每个人可以拿到一个包子，就是然后不是，但是我想要吃2个，然后就自己就拿掉那些其他人的拿一点，然后就凑成了一个，然后
这个不叫 corruption。
就是他们那个10个人里面9个人都吃的少一点，然后你吃的很多。
Okay, so that is one of the
corruption.
那个是 sort of like the 后果啦，或者效果的 corruption, right? means 你吃的多的，别人的份都给你
吃掉了。
Okay, I think that's a very good attempt. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you everyone. If you're joining us live, we have another one, another stream coming up tonight at 7:30 p.m. Please continue to join us then. All right. Thank you and goodbye.
Bye.